Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. A saying hello, howdy, and what's up. I'm stationary right now. We'll be driving here shortly, but first I wanted to say something real quick. Now, I still got 6 months to make the case to become president. Turned 35 in July. So we're going to tackle issues that many will probably consider controversial. Some would consider mundane, but these are all issues that I think need to be dealt with. So here we go. Here's what we got for you today. Immigration. We're going to do immigration reform. Now, the system itself, as it sits right now, is foobarred, and it's messed up. Too many laws, rules, and regulations in place that, too many restrictions. They need to be alleviated. They need to be reduced. That way we can put some incentive back into becoming a legal immigrant. So, here's what we got. If you're in your home country, whether it be Zimbabwe, Uganda, El Salvador, Chile, France, Russia, China, wherever you're at, here's what you do to become an illegal, or you become a legal immigrant. You go to an American consulate or a U.S. embassy in your country. You walk in that door, you plop down and you say, hey, I want to become an American citizen. I'd like a visa, please. They give you the paperwork, you fill out that paperwork. A few days later, hopefully you're approved. No background, no nothing, no negatives come up. You can become an American citizen. You got that visa, you can come here. Now, we're not going to pay your way. We expect you to do that for yourself. If you can take care of yourself and get your tail end up here, beautiful. We love you, because we're not going to pay for your bus fare. We're not going to pay for your cab fare. We're not going to pay for your car fare. We're not going to pay for your plane, nor are we going to send some UFOs for you. We're just going to go ahead and say, get your happy self up here, become a U.S. citizen. Because visas, 5 years. 5 years. That's it. Because here's what's going to happen. If you live your life for 5 years in this country without causing any problems, issues, worries, or concerns, and I'm talking about violent offenses, violent crime, that kind of stuff. Now, if you get a traffic ticket, not going to care. You get a noise pollution ticket, not going to care. But if you rape somebody, oh, we care. We definitely care. You're going to do some time in our prisons. You're going to be sent home, back where you came from, because we don't want you here if you're going to be doing stupid crap like that. Unwritten rule for immigrants. This is for all immigrants. I wish this rule was written for a lot of the people that have been here for generations too. Bring your family, your ideology, your religion, whatever you got. But don't fuck it up for the rest of us, please. And again, there's a lot of people that have been here for generations. I wish they got that rule too. I wish that rule was enforced for them, because it needs to be. So, if you're an illegal, if you're already in this country, you skipped over the border, you skipped over the fence, wherever you're from, here's what I would like you to do. Some may call this amnesty. I call this common sense. Go to a government office, one that deals with immigration. You ask for that visa application. Now again, if you have led a non-violent life here, if you've never committed a violent offense, well, guess what? That visa should be taken care of. Bam. 5 years down the road, you become an American citizen. I do not see the need to kick you out of this country, down to, pay for the plane ticket for you to go home to wherever it is that you're from, uproot your life, uproot your existence, because if you've been here 5-10 years, you have about zero relation to that other country. Zero anymore. You are an American. So I see no reason for you to be uprooted, taken down there, go through the visa process, and then have to make your way back up again. I don't see the need in that. I think that's ridiculous. What kind of support, what kind of enthusiasm does that engender if we're already here and we booted you out? I don't like that idea. I think it's wrong, but that's just me. If you don't like it, leave your comments, thoughts, opinions down below, either here on the YouTube or here on my Facebook. There should be a link down below. We'll get that going. So, if you're an illegal, you go to the government office, you are going to go through the same process that person who's down in whatever country they're from is going to go through. That's it. Same process, fair and equality. Fairness, equality, that's what we're about. That's what I'm about, and that's pretty much going to be the hallmark of my presidency. Freedom, equality, Constitution. Those are the three things I care about when it comes to being president. So, now, a lot of you may be going, well, what about the borders? How do we keep the illegals out? Well, if you de-incentivize the idea of them becoming an illegal, give them free money, free food, free welfare, all that 9 yards, give them free education, everything else like that, while being an illegal, well, guess what? That's an incentive to be an illegal because you've got no incentive to go through the process. And the process itself is unwieldy and needs to be reformed, and that's going to get taken care of too. The entire system, the entire government, from one end to the other, is going to be reformed. It's not going to remain the same. And I intend on doing this pretty much within the first year that I'm in office. This is not going to be an ongoing process that's going to stretch 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, and I'll need a repeal of the amendment for term limits, and I'll do this and that. I'll act like an emperor, a dictator, the whole 9 yards. No, we're not going to do that. Most of the reforms that need to be done can be done within the first year. Simple as that. Now, the border. How do we secure the border? Quite simple. In an earlier video, I talked about foreign policy on the military and how I wanted to bring all the troops home, close out on all the bases, give that land back to the countries so that way they can play with it wherever they want. We bring back all of our military equipment, all of our troops. Use those troops, whether they go back into the National Guard, whether they go back into the police force, whether they go back into just being a Minuteman. They're on that border, keeping an eye on it, making sure that things are right. The incentives to come here illegally have been removed from the federal government standpoint. If the state wants to do it, no. You can provide welfare, you can provide food stamps, all that wonderful such. But if they are an illegal and you give it to them, we're going to hold the state responsible for that too. State should be checking it just as much as the feds. So, the military comes back, they secure the border. It's not going to turn into a demilitarized zone. It's not going to turn into a DMZ. I don't want 20-foot high barbed wire, 10-foot high concrete walls, 20 feet separating the two sides. That way it looks like a goddamn prison camp. It's not a prison camp. This is America. The powers that be right now may want to turn this into a prison camp, and I got one simple message for you. So, sorry. It's just me. I'm honest. I'm to the point. I'm forthright about who I am, and, those people who are trying to turn it into a prison camp can kiss my ass. It's a 5-year process. At the end of that 4th year, citizenship takes place. Should take no longer than a year. If it takes longer than a year, either we've got too few staffed and we need to get more on the ball, or those staffed aren't doing their job, in which case they need to be shit-canned. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you're legal, go to a consulate, apply for citizenship, get your ass up here. If you're an illegal, get into a government office, apply for citizenship, go back to your life as illegal. 5 years down the road, as long as you as long as you're a nonviolent offender, as long as you've never committed a problem other than, a traffic ticket here and there, you're a citizen at the end of that 5th year. Congratulations. Thank you for coming to the country. Thank you for wanting to be an American. We appreciate it. And again, for those people who are listening to this, watching this, paying attention to this, if you have any comments, thoughts, or ideas, keep it civil, keep it clean, keep it common sense, keep it intelligent. Put it down here on the YouTube, put it down on the Facebook. And, hey, live long and prosper, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Mr. E for President 2012. Peace.